right, you're watching DefenseReview.com, and I'm here with Frank DeSomma, POF USA. We're looking at the E squared extraction system for the chamber of the POF 308 and POF, what, 556, or what's the 556 called?
It's all P416.
P416, right, P416, sorry.
P308.
P308.
Infallible extraction technology.
Right.
We're putting channels in the neck, and they mean nothing until you put the cartridge in and fire. We seal at the shoulder. The projectile fires, the neck expands. The gases go around the neck in those channels and dead end at the shoulder. Right. It's in lockup. It can't go anywhere. The pressure works the neck to free the neck up so it doesn't stick. As the action goes to move, it unlocks, the shoulder pops free, the extractor just follows the bolt carrier assembly as it gets pushed. The hardest the extractor's working is just going over the cartridge.
Right, and solving the extractor issue, you're solving at least half the battle, right? Right there, and you're essentially doing the same thing, floating the cartridge out of the chamber with gases surrounding the case.
Yep.
Essentially, just like, in other words, you're achieving what HK did with fluting.
No.
So, no, you're surpassing
it's
it?
Different.
No, it is different. It is different.
Totally different because we're not destroying the case.
You're not destroying the case, right? Totally reloadable.
Totally reloadable.
Right. I just mean you're accomplishing the same thing of floating the cartridge out
without
without
resorting. That's the only
resorting.
thing that anything can relate to.
Without resorting. I'm just saying the effect of it. The effect of it.
This is a much better
So you can reload
system.
these cases, fully reloadable.
This is a rotating lockup system. HK had a blowback design. This is a rotating lockup system that we use the seal of the shoulder while it's locked up to work on the neck, to break the debris of the neck as it expands. The biggest movement of the cartridge is as the projectile leaves and it fire forms outward. And as it goes and expands outward, as debris builds up from the powder being burnt, that's where the hesitation happens. With hesitation, you'll end up ripping the case, the rim of the case, and you leave the worst failure of any AR platform, America's rifle, is the case being stuck in the chamber and ripped. Because right now, you have a club in a gunfight. So this cures that issue.
Right, and it's available in all, and this is found in all POF 416 and POF 308 guns.
Every product POF will ever build will have this feature in it. It'll work in bolt guns. It'll work in belt-fed guns. It'll work in large caliber, small caliber. If you want to put it in a 30-30 Winchester, it'll do the same. We're using the gases to work the neck. The case moves the most in the neck when the projectile leaves.
Right, and it's delaying, and you're delaying also the action, right? The 45-degree angle or whatever delays.
Well, here's another part that's a trick. I called it E squared because it does two things. Not only does it help extract because we got push, pull extraction, it also helps with expansion. The free bore, where the bullet jumps and the projectile jumps into the bore, is an expansion area. With those additional 4 channels, you have more expansion. So you have a cartridge called an XM193 that's very prone to blowing primers in Arizona when it's 115 degrees out. The added expansion chambers of those 4 channels put in will aid in having expansion instead of blowing the primer. It will help to prevent blown primers. So E squared ultimately means expansion and extraction. But for the simplest terms, for ease of understanding, it's a push, pull. You always have pull with the standard extractor.
Right.
Using the gases to push.
Right, and so the extractor just doesn't have to work as hard.
No. We have third-party testing. We're going to release the report after SHOT Show. A 14.5-inch P308 full auto 7.62 by 51, 14.5-inch barrel that has tens of thousands of rounds, and we wore out springs, the buffer spring, the ejector spring, the extractor spring. The extractor never broke. The gun's still running. In fact, it'll be going back for continued testing until we have catastrophic failure. And as still shooting just over a minute of angle with serious rounds through it.
Very
It's
cool.
a huge accomplishment for America's AR being a full auto AR-10 style 308 gun.
Or an AR-15 for that
Any
matter.
of them.
All right. Well, thank you, Frank. I really appreciate it. We are at SHOT Show 2014 at the POF USA booth. Thank you, Frank DeSomma, owner of POF. Appreciate it. You are watching DefenseReview.com.